Welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from World's Finest Comics, number 142, published in June 1964, with story by Edmund Hamilton and art by Curt Swan, and this is The Battle Between Titans and first appearance of the Composite Superman. The combined powers of the mightiest superheroes of all time are turned loose against the dynamic duo and the Man of Steel, and there's an amazing and unexpected climax to the Battle of the Titans. Battle Between Titans. For daring to defy me, Wayne and Kent, I order you to abandon your crime-fighting careers. If you ever don your action costumes again, I'll reveal your secret identities to the world. How can we possibly fight him? Batman and Superman, outshone and humiliated by their new partner, turn over the captured crooks to the police. It does seem as though the Composite Superman is deliberately showing us up as failures. We must find out his motives. Does he really want to be our partner, or is he planning to destroy us? We'll hold a conference in the Batcave, but we'll start off in another direction in case he's watching from a distance. As Superman and the dynamic duo dart away, invisible is a convenient thing when you want to overhear. I'll fly to the Batcave before they reach it. I want to be in on their conference. At the locked doors of the secret Batcave, I could easily smash in the doors with my super strength, but I don't want them suspecting I'm here. But by using Shrinking Violet's power of becoming tiny, I can go right through the keyhole, leaving no trace. Once inside, I'll become normal size again. Soon in the Batcave. It'll be a good joke to take this statue of Batman's old enemy, the Joker, and hide it, and then use Chameleon Boy's power of super disguise to make myself a double of the statue, and just in time, for I can hear the Batmobile coming. Minutes later, if the Composite Superman is really our enemy posing as our partner, we've got to know it. Superman, I've been thinking, and I believe I have a way to test his motives. Listen. Later, the people of Metropolis witness a terrible sight in the sky. Look, Superman's being hit by green shells from somewhere, and they're weakening him. The shells must be green kryptonite. He's trying to get away towards the sea, but he's hit bad. Reporters Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, Superman's closest friends, see an unbelievable disaster. Those kryptonite shells are killing Superman. Here comes Batman and Robin in the Batplane. They're going to try to save him. Composite Superman, help us save the Man of Steel. He's our partner. You save him if you want to. I'm having no part of this. Then, as the deadly projectiles stream from a hidden gun emplacement, the Batplane was hit and exploded. Batman, Robin, and Superman are falling into the sea. Those who are firing the shells think they're concealed by a lead roof, but with Ultra Boy's Penetrovision, I can see through the lead. But later, as Metropolis and Gotham City mourn, well, the Composite Superman really proved he's our enemy. But when he refused to save the remote-controlled Batman and Superman robots we used for the test, yes, since there was lead in the costumes and the face makeup of the robot, he couldn't have detected our trick. For there's no way he could have known we fired the fake kryptonite shells at the robots of ourselves in the dummy Batplane. But suddenly, the Batcave doors crash inward from a super strong blow. Fools! I was in the Batcave when you planned this test. Because you used robots to deceive me, I've decided you're unworthy to be my partners. And for doing this, I order you, Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson, to shed your costumes and never become Superman, Batman, and Robin again. Get out of your costumes now. We won't obey that order. I, too, have superpowers, and I'll fight. Fight me? That's laughable. Try it and I'll break Batman like a doll. I can't endanger your life, Batman. We've got to obey him. And as the three legendary figures switch to their everyday selves, the world thinks that Superman and Batman and Robin perished today, and they did, for those three careers are ended. Remember, if ever you don costumes again, I'll shout your identities to the world. For the first time, the men who were Superman and Batman face defeat. He's got us. It wouldn't be so bad if I weren't worried that he may plan to use his tremendous power for evil. And with Superman and Batman out of action, who's to stop him? You sound as though you're ready to give up. Clark, don't forget you still have the mighty powers of Superman. And Bruce, you're still the greatest detective in the world. Don't tell me you can't get the best of one man. Dick is right, Bruce. We'll battle the Composite Superman in our everyday identities. We must find out what the Composite Superman plans to do with his terrific powers, which means we've got to watch his activities. It won't be easy, for if I'm seen using superpowers as Clark Kent, my secret will be out, but we'll try. And as the world mourns Superman and Batman, they begin their undercover campaign. It's ironic, Clark. I always suspected you of being Superman, but now that Superman's gone, I know that you can't be. But you're not listening, Clark. Sorry, Lois. I've spotted him with my supervision, but what's he doing? The super feats of the composite Superman are mighty and mysterious. By using Cosmic Boy's power of supermagnetism, I can attract the iron ore I need for my project. Then I'll get the other metals I must have. Shortly in the Batcave, Kent and Wayne keep tabs on their foe. He's dug up a great mass of silver now and is taking it to the same region. By using you as a human radar, Clark, we've established that he's taking all these masses of metals to these wild mountains. What's he planning? I can't see, for those mountains contain lead ores that block my X-ray vision, which must be why he picked that site. If you fly over it, or we fly over it in the bat plane, he'll spot us and carry out his threat to expose us. Now he's zooming to the other side of the world, digging into a region in Africa that's rich in gold. We must know what scheme he's up to with all these metals. Clark, we've got to risk exposure and go to that mountain site while he's away. You can take me at super speed, Dick. You stay here. Shortly, Batman and Superman again don their costumes. I can carry you at super speed, Batman, but you need my cloak around you to protect you from air friction. It's a big risk we're taking, wearing our uniforms, but it's necessary. Soon following their clues, the great team discovers an incredible base. It's a composite castle. See? Some of its towers are gold, some silver, some of other metals. So this is why he was gathering all those metals. The super strength of the Man of Steel forces the great doors and a great figure of the composite Superman dominating the earth. So this is what he dreams of. We'll look through the whole place. If he has a weakness, the key to it may be hidden here. That's a throne, and it's made of solid diamond. He must have used his power of Element Lad to change some ordinary substance into pure diamonds. A throne means ruler, and I'm afraid it's Earth he means to rule. But we'd better split up to search the other rooms. We've got to get out of here before he returns. But at that very moment outside Composite Castle, the fools don't realize that Saturn Girl's power of thought casting told me all along what they're up to, and Phantom Girl's superpower lets me fly right through the wall. As Batman searches desperately, the statue of the composite Superman pointing must mean something. I wonder what. It's no statue, but the villain himself. I'm hit. I used just enough Lightning Lad power to stun him, not to kill him. Now for Superman. Meanwhile, the Man of Steel has come upon the most ominous discovery of all. Great Krypton, these model planets and the composite Superman brooding over them. It's as though he plans to rule not only Earth, but other worlds. That's exactly what I plan to do, Superman. I warned you not to become Superman again. Now you'll pay the penalty. You forget, I have superpowers too, and this time you haven't got Batman as a hostage. Two superpowered antagonists struggle amid the spinning miniature worlds. It's not me who'll be exposed, but you and your power-greedy plans. You think so? These rings from one of my model worlds may change your mind. And as the rings slip over Superman's neck, his enemy uses the power of Element Lad to transform them into green kryptonite. Those harmless rings, he turned them to green kryptonite. I'm helpless, in pain. And now I'm taking you and Batman to Metropolis and Gotham City to expose your real identities. A stunned Batman wakes to find himself in a nightmare predicament. So you've recovered, Batman. Within minutes, the world will know you're Bruce Wayne. I can't struggle against his super strength, and he's paralyzed Superman with kryptonite. It looks as if we're finished. Strange, he's flying more slowly, going lower as though he's tired. Feel weak. My charge of superpowers must have been only temporary and is fading now. I've got to get back fast to the statuettes and somehow get another charge of superpowers. Next moment. I'll drop these two. I can round them up later, but right now I'll need all my strength to get back to the museum and the statuettes. There's only one chance for life, to grab Superman as we fall. Got him. Then, as Superman and Batman plummet toward Earth on the ground far below, if I can only get this kryptonite collar off Superman and hurl it away, but the ground is rushing up fast. With but seconds to spare, the Man of Steel revives as the kryptonite collar is hurled away. Quick thinking, Batman. If you'd have been a moment later, I know. And frankly, I'm shaking. But our foe seems to be tired, losing his powers. We must search for him, wherever he went. But already the composite Superman with dimming strength has reached the place where his powers originated. Lightning triggered the charge of force. The statuettes released on me. If I can project a bolt at them, it'll happen again. But I can't create lightning. My powers have faded too far. And with his powers of disguise vanishing, Meech's Superman Batman uniform is no more. Things are getting dark, strange. My costume is also fading away. Then, as he sinks into a coma, my memory of what I did is fading, along with my powers. My only chance to become the composite Superman again is to write down how I did it before. But I'm passing out. Can't keep writing. Later, after the world has learned its great heroes are not dead, we've searched everywhere, but the composite Superman has disappeared. His memories must have faded along with his powers, or he'd have exposed us by now. I hope you're right, but we'll have to face it. He beat us at every turn. Let's hope he never appears again. And here is Joe Meech, the man who doesn't remember he was once the mighty composite Superman. That lightning must have knocked me so silly I wandered away for a while. Can't remember a thing. Hey, what's this piece of paper? It looks like my writing. That's all I wrote, and it doesn't make sense. I must have written it when I was delirious from the shock. Funny, I can't remember doing it, but maybe I will someday. When you stand before the superhero statues and lightning strikes them, will that day come when Joe Meech remembers and the composite Superman returns? Only time will tell. So he does return, but I don't have that story. But I really liked this story. I thought it was excellent. And I liked the ending. It may have been arguably a Deus Ex Machina, although I think it wasn't. It was just, what I like about it is that the ending basically said, no, he is simply too powerful for Superman and Batman, and they won simply by luck. Or they didn't really win. He just reverted back. So that is the first appearance of the composite Superman, a character that I think is really inspired, and I do enjoy it.